WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michelle Lowe. In an increasingly digital world, doing things by paper seems a little old-fashioned. A growing number of communities are reverting back to paper for one of our most sacred responsibilities as United States citizens, voting. WCBI's Heather Black joins us now live in the studio with the story of why a few in our area are thinking of making the switch. Heather?
That's right, Michelle. From New York City to Lowndes County, Mississippi, election officials say going back to paper ballots would not only save money, but reduce confusion at the poll. This week, more than 1 million New Yorkers elected a new mayor by voting on paper ballots. Unlike the Big Apple, many communities throughout northeast Mississippi use machines to cast their vote. What seems to be a step towards modern technology for Mississippi may be outdated.
You think it might be going back in technology, but it's really not. A lot of the larger areas are going to the digital scanners as opposed to the voting machines. It allows for much more expedient election returns. It's a simpler system.
Not only will paper ballots be easier to use, but the scanners will help save taxpayers money.
Elections cost money. Bottom line, we have compared the cost of paying the maintenance on an old system and the programming and all versus going to a digital scan.
And the new digital scanners have other advantages.
There's also a feature called Ballot on Demand that we hope to incorporate in some future time where we can actually print the exact number of absentee ballots that we need.
And this is where we store all of our voting machines after the election.
Clay County Circuit Clerk Bob Harrell hopes his district adopts the new system.
Our election commissioners had talked about doing the same thing as well. As these machines and computers get older, it's going to cost a lot more to update them.
Even though paper ballots seem to be the thing of the past, surrounding communities hope to make them a part of the voters' future. And Lowndes County officials say they hope to have the system ready for the 2014 June primary elections. Michelle?
All right, thank you, Heather Black, for that live report. Zoning regulation and code changes are on the way for the city of Tupelo. Mayor Jason Shelton felt some of the codes were too restrictive, so city planners are making some revisions. Real estate professionals were invited to City Hall this afternoon to discuss a few of those changes. Development Services personnel went over some of the changes and answered questions. Mayor Shelton says the city wants to make it attractive for new businesses and development in their city.
The basic premise is that we want to start with yes and figure out how we can make new developments go forward, whether it's commercial or residential. We want to start with the mentality of we're going to make it easier for you to develop your project.
Some of the changes include flexible parking standards and the allowance for more temporary signage. Well, the intersection of Hamilton Road and Highway 45 is a danger on a good day, and if the light goes out, it could be deadly. A new backup battery system was installed to keep the light working for at least 4 hours. Now, new equipment will allow the county to quickly attach a portable generator to the light if the power stays off for longer.
Very dangerous. This is only traffic light in Monroe County that's not inside a municipality. So we don't always have a law enforcement officer sitting here close that can direct traffic, or power company right here close that can get it right back on within a few minutes.
The Board of Supervisors says it will take care of making sure the backup generator is in place. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson standing by now with a first look at our Thursday night forecast. Hey, Keith.
Michelle, it is cooling down right now. 43 in Oxford, 45 in Corinth, 49 in Tupelo, and Columbus, 46 in Starkville. Patchy frost possible. Already a frost advisory for our counties over there in West Alabama late tonight. We're looking at temperatures bottoming out somewhere around 34 degrees. Tomorrow's looking nice. The weekend is as well. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Consolidation talks for Starkville and Ocklawaha County school districts have been in the works for months now. Space and financial issues are the topics of many of the meetings. Tonight, parents and school board members continued the discussion. WCBI's Chris Jackman has a preview of tonight's topics.
Good evening. We're here in Starkville at the Greensboro Center, where a public hearing for the proposed plan for school consolidation is just getting underway. A lot of parents are here right now just to hear and listen to the plan commissioners drafted. Starkville and Oktibbeha County leaders are striving to ensure that parents know everything there is to know about what's to come. Officials are giving people 2 minutes to voice their comments related to the proposed plan. Earlier this month, leaders released the plan to the public, and yesterday officials held a Twitter chat where parents had a chance to participate in a live question and answer discussion. Now, coming up tonight on 9 and 10, we'll tell you more about this hearing and what parents had to say about it. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Carice. Second graders at Parkway Elementary in Tupelo brought famous figures to life this afternoon. The group recently read the bios of famous artists, scientists, and war heroes for a class assignment. The final part of the lesson, create a living wax museum of historical figures. The gym transformed this afternoon into a museum that family and friends of students could stop by and hear all about those famous people that the students had studied. Some of those famous faces include First Lady Michelle Obama, astronaut Neil Armstrong, President Abe Lincoln, and of course, Elvis. A tour through the historical past of African American veterans is on display in Columbus for the entire month of November. Pictures and uniforms are among the items on display at Hunt Intermediate School. One table featured the selfless dedication and service of 3 generations of men from the Taylor family, native of Columbus. Now, special focus is placed on Vietnam veterans of the 60s. The wife of one young Army soldier remembers her own engagement. In the days of snail mail, her sweethearts sent her a calendar with their wedding dates circled for her return to the States.
He said sometime he would get 5-6 letters at a time because of the way the mail traveled at the time, to Vietnam.
So many of our students left Hunt during the 60s, and they've never felt that they had any place to come back to. Hunt is their school. Hunt is their home.
Now, for Veterans Day, which is coming up on Monday, there will be a special viewing in the Horace Thornton Room at that museum from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. Well, it's a common goal among educators, physicians, and trainers. Getting Mississippi healthy. We'll take you to an annual conference to help the cause when WCBI News at 6 continues. Welcome back, everyone. PE teachers, professors, and healthcare professionals are sharing ideas on how to get Mississippi healthy. The annual health conference is underway. WCBI's Allie Martin was there and has the story.
These coaches, teachers, and professionals are finding out how waltzing can help improve agility, coordination, and overall health. The annual conference for the Mississippi Association of Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance, or MAPFRD, featured a variety of speakers, workshops, and instructional time. Tupelo's HealthWorks is hosting the conference. Many of the sessions are focused on helping young people develop healthy habits that will stay with them for life and also will help them in school. The conference drives home the importance of daily exercise and an active lifestyle. There are also several sessions on nutrition. Former New Orleans Saints running back Deuce McAllister represents Fuel Up to Play 60 and is challenging educators.
If you don't fuel yourself and give yourself the proper nutrition, then you're not going to go out there and perform as well as you can. So that's really where the coaches and the teachers, are going to play a part by letting these kids know this is what they need.
One session addressed proper recovery after a grueling workout with no expensive supplements.
Low-fat chocolate milk has 9 essential vitamins and minerals that are not found in the other beverages, including calcium for their growing bones, potassium for their growing heart, and then vitamin D. But the most important thing found in low-fat chocolate milk is the protein that really helps them rebuild and reboost their muscles after their hard workouts.
Participants say the day-long meeting provides a lot of beneficial information that can help health professionals make Mississippi a more active and healthier state.
Baptist Health Teacher has funded 18 counties and 34 school districts in Mississippi for a health curriculum, and so it is very valuable to me as a professional to come to these and just network with others.
In Tupelo, I'm Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And of course, that annual meeting wraps up on Friday. We'll find out if the cool wind will stick around for the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson has your full forecast when WCBI News at 6 continues.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
It's fall and we're getting some more color to develop around the region every day, it seems like. And outside the YMCA in Columbus, just a little taste of that earlier this afternoon with that brilliant blue sky. We have those clouds this morning. Those are on if you're now. We have a cold night on tap, mid-30s, patchy frost possible. Lots of sunshine overall for the next few days. Maybe a stronger front next week with even colder air. Perhaps our first hard freeze of the season by the middle of next week. We'll just wait and see about that. These are current numbers, upper 40s in Tupelo, Columbus, and Meridian. The wind is dying down. Wind speeds today about 20 miles per hour from the north, but these will relax as we go throughout the course of the overnight hours. And our dew point values, these are falling as well. The dew point measures the amount of moisture in the air. The lower these numbers are, the drier their air is. And remember last night we had that rain. It was very humid, but ever since that front moved on through, we have been falling like a rock. And it looks like we will actually see our temperatures bottom out in the mid-30s tonight. So plan on a very chilly start to our Friday. The wind will be fairly light, but you'll need your jacket tomorrow morning, obviously. Low 60s tomorrow afternoon and mostly clear tomorrow evening for those high school football games. But once again, like tonight, you'll need that jacket for the football. This is our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Tupelo. The sun going down, very nice out there once we got rid of those clouds from earlier this morning. Scattered high clouds out here in Texas, and some of those will be moving on in here late tomorrow into our Saturday. So as we start the weekend, we'll see a few more clouds here Saturday versus Sunday. This front will actually move through on Sunday, and oddly enough, it could be a little bit warmer behind that front with a little bit more sunshine. So we'll see temperatures moderate as we go throughout the next few days. It was chilly today, cold tonight, low 60s tomorrow, not as cold tomorrow night, 38, but mid 60s on Saturday, and upper 60s Sunday, back to around 70 on Veterans Day. Still in the 60s on Tuesday, Michelle, but there's that sharp change in the weather pattern that could develop next week. We'll wait and see how that evolves. I know.
Highs in the 50s.
If you thought it was bad today, it could be even worse next week.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Well, coming up next in sports, we'll preview the upcoming state championship Saturday contest between EMCC and Jones County. Stay with us. You're watching WCBI News at 6.
Here's WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe.
For 2 years, the Smithville Seminole basketball team didn't have a place to call home. The Noles played road games and other matchups at neutral site locations following the loss of their gymnasium to the April 27, 2011 tornado. Tonight, the grand opening of the new Knoll Dome is here after 2 years of construction for the basketball facility that doubles as a storm shelter. WCBI's Tommy Lopez is live from Smithville to take in the momentous occasion. Tommy?
Thanks, Robbie. The mood here is one of excitement, but also relief. You can see the Smithville girls basketball team playing here behind me, facing Jumpertown. The boys will do the same in just about an hour. The wait is over for Smithville. First game in 2 years coming up tonight. The boys head coach Greg Haynes telling me that yes, he's excited for this kind of opportunity to play at home again, but he's also just happy to have a home. He still remembers when the tornado hit 2.5 years ago. He says it's still fresh in his mind. He was here when it happened. His boys team struggling the first year after the disaster. 3 wins in 2011, but making the playoffs last year, a 14-9 record. This is a senior-laden team. These seniors were freshmen when the tornado hit, so a step for recovery tonight for this town. And we know sports isn't the main focus here tonight, but you know what? We get a chance to talk about basketball. We'll have highlights from both the boys and girls Smithville games coming up tonight at 10. For now, here in Smithville, I'm Tommy Lopez, WCBI Sports. Robbie, back to you in Columbus.
All right, thanks, Tommy. We'll look forward to those highlights coming up tonight. Now we're going to move on to junior college football, and the EMCC Lions remain 1 win away from a berth into their second national championship in 3 years. Now, the Lions were away from Scuba today for practice as they came to Starkville and practiced indoors at the Palmero Center on the Mississippi State campus. The Lions were taken to the edge against the Gulf Coast team that was ranked in the top 5 going into last week. For this week against 4th-ranked Jones County, it's taking the experience of last week's close encounter against the Bulldogs and putting it to good use.
I think our guys, they had an opportunity to face the adversity, before the game, after the game, during the game. I mean, they had a chance to really show a different side, and they didn't. They are a pretty steady team. I really like our team. I think our team's very mature, and they've been acting like it, and hopefully they're going to finish practicing like it today. In the second half, we really started playing free. We were really tight to start the game, and we started playing more free, just getting after it, ball. And I think our guys understand that they're a good football team. And a lot of people have been. There's been a lot of naysayers, and that, hey, we hadn't had the hardest schedule or whatever. We've got a good football team, and I think they came out second half and proved that last week.
More highlights of the MCC's game coming up on Saturday. Hey, our Spotlight Showdown for Week 12, we're going to Tupelo. Them Blankets get to host them Conquistadors, and a matchup of 2 6A teams. See, Conquistadors is such a long name.
So hard.
I don't understand how they came up with that name. But anyway, that's who the Golden Wave are facing this Friday. We'll be live 5, 6, and 10 p.m. on the End Zone and have more from the Conquistadors versus
There's got to be a nickname that we are not.
See, I call them the Taters, Tadors. I know it's Tadors, but I call them Taters just for short.
Well, that's not right.
No, it doesn't make sense, does it?
Absolutely not.
No.
But coming up tonight at 10, things that will make sense. Highlights.
Got Smithville highlights. West Point is in action tonight as well, so we'll have those highlights as well. Green Wave trying to lock down that 3 seed, maybe the 2 seed in the playoffs.
All right, a last look at the forecast is coming up next. We'll be right back. Ready or not, here it comes. I'm talking about the holiday season and Thanksgiving. Can you believe it is just 2 weeks away?
Nope.
Now is the time to prepare for that big family gathering. If you're looking for unique decorating ideas or way to make that planning of the menu less stressful, you want to tune in tonight at 9 over on the CW and at 10 right here on WCBI for a very seasonal day in the life. I've got your bases covered. 2 weeks away.
I'm hungry.
It's actually starting to feel like Thanksgiving.
It's 3 weeks away.
Is it 3?
Don't shortchange the season
Wait,
here.
It is 3 weeks.
Everybody's going into panic mode thinking, ooh.
I know.
It's
it's 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks until the Egg Bowl, actually.
Yeah, no one panic. That's right.
But, because Thanksgiving is approaching, temperatures are falling.
Right.
Patchy frost possible tonight. So.
And more football tonight at 10.
Football tonight, West Point playing Lewisburg. We'll have those highlights for you, plus much more.
All right, that's going to do it for your news at 6. See you back here at 10.